my other one, that's still full until we've got space there. Continuation. But you see what it's about? Even this, if I have this plugged in and even slightly move it, there you go. See, it disconnects. Just slightly move it. The cables are so shitty. Everything is so shitty. See, I'm just literally just moving that. The connections, and I look after stuff so well. No, just move a cable. That's what you're transferring a file off the camera. Slightly move the cable, and blah blah blah. Right. Here's the point. Yeah. So carrying on from the one just made. Yeah. Even in the when I used to go backpacking, like in New Zealand, I went, and you weren't near a convenience store for a week, and you didn't then have packets of biscuits to keep you going, or chocolate actually. It's much more expensive, so you didn't buy bars of chocolate. And you notice after a week of hardly any refined sugar, you go into a so much more zenny kind. No, zen's the wrong word. You step outside, even the melodramas in any way. Anyway, I've got to finish this very, very quickly. So yeah, the 50-year-old Mr. Nausgaard will be there having his sugary latte bloody goji. Oh, see? I didn't even move anything. That's the cable connecting this camera to the computer. Good job is it doesn't need to be connected. Right, so you're kind of this just slightly younger generation. I mean, apart from, they'll all say, I have a perfect diet, but they're eating refined sugar, or they're drinking it in their mocha teddy bear flavoured fucking milky sugary coffees. That changes you. I got a really good essay theory. I thought about that about 7 or 8 years ago. What's really going on there? Another day, if I remember. I've got so many of these things written away. But here's the point. Mr. Nausgaard, my struggle. I ploughed through about 4 or 5 volumes. I just couldn't deal with the 6th one. He's so fucking... It's not a struggle. It's just keeping your shit together, no matter what. I wasn't actually planning to come here at 5:15 this morning, but I was up early. It's like, let's go and see if the Wi-Fi's on. I lie. I spent the night here. Why did I lie? Because I don't want to be thought a tramp living in municipal car parks. No, I came up here 9 o'clock last night. Thought, let's go and see if the Wi-Fi's on. Just as a backstop. It's so unpleasant spending time in places like this. And anyway, I've got to go in a minute. Right, I've got to go when this is, you see, that's the, there is no struggle. It's just that, the speed's gone down. Once that big chunky 4 GB file's gone up, that's it. I've cleared 8 GB off the hard drive. I've got a bit more, just in case there's any interesting hedgehog movies to make. But here's the point. It's this notion, even, you see, that was just such a terrible title. You're trapped in words. Trapped in... My only struggle, I've had a sadness. That. And that, yesterday, morning before, 2 days ago, I was parked in my very favourite place on the cliff edge, and I'd had some things out. I cleaned out the hedgehog-a-log box, had the hedgehog out a bit, and because I'd been spending too much time doing a bit of digital, I'd pulled away and left a few things at the side of the vehicle. And I haven't done this for years. And I run over my one most symbolic Right, my struggle. You see, it's not a struggle. It's just the endless journey. And the journey, it's the journey that's... I can't stand the way the fucking Hocus Pocus Brigade speak in these terms, but it's the journey that keeps you alive. And if the journey is a little bit tough, like, how do I get... No, I mean, 24 hours... But I mean, this is... It sounds so wankish, but this is like 24 hours ago, I'm thinking, okay, I just want to make a few more Hedgehog films. I got no space in my camera. And to keep that laptop charged, to keep a couple of phones, trying to connect them to the Wi-Fi, to upload and get stuff off into my Mega NZ is reliable. iDrive is a disaster. Just so bad. And yet iDrive is rated, I think it's by PC Mag or some... I've got the references. I got references to every word I ever utter for 20 years. iDrive is rated as one of... as like the top online file store. No, it is just so bad. So that's the struggle. You have to just to keep going, just to keep plodding along in the contemporary life. You're continually dealing with fucking spivs who rate things highly. Well, of course we know. This is one of the biggest causes of mental illness. How on earth can younger people, and those in their 40s, 50s, even the Tom Pauls, how can they retain sanity when, as we know, Bangladesh, in fact it was Bangladesh, or no, it's other places as well, just loads of Tom Paul spivs will be in places even here, are hiring farms of poor Bangladeshis, which is well known, they do, $5 for 10 reviews to lie. That's our whole world became. But this didn't start in India or places like that. This started in places like Britain. The spivs, who will be smugly walking around and in expensive vehicles, even down here, they just went and... There was one in Hawaii, 2009. Yeah, we saw that with a server in the basement of a so-called goody-goody hippie shop. Yeah, great big server there, spivving away. Point, my struggle. But the struggle is fun, or rather it keeps you alive, it energizes you. I've been crawling back and forth, this computer went down to, I heard the no more battery, and I didn't want to disrupt the... See, it's weird, it's gone back up to 600 now. It's just, the struggle is you literally have to be in the flow of all the little agros. So just to get as much data off phone and laptop as possible. So I got some space left because I haven't got an external hard drive, which, and that's what it's all about. But it's just about money, I've always had 2 spare terabyte and above external hard drives. You do whatever you're doing in your phone, and for God's fucking sake, back up off anything digital. Now I've, for the first time in my life, a couple of months ago, broken that rule. That's how much I care to have tried to make alliance good. Anyway, so what? But it's the struggle, it's the back and forth. I mean, literally, an hour ago, there's me crawling back and forth. Oh, right, I've just got to get the power plugged in to keep the laptop going. I don't want it to disrupt. It's gone up to 650 now. It's not a struggle. So if you're totally exhausted, yeah, it feels like a bit of a struggle. But you have to rebalance your life and keep it simpler so that you've got time for what matters. Me putting up nice videos, it matters because 3 or 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, there was a sad little communication with the only person I care about. One of 2. So if I drop dead now, I want there to be a little video, so it doesn't matter. It's all okay. That's actually the main reason for putting up bits and bobs of video. So there you go. But yeah, the NASCAR books were I mean, there were some good bits, but almost all of it was appalling, pretentious fucking crap. And apparently 20% of Norwegians have his books. It's like, oh, it really matters that I suck up to so and so, the kind of latest iteration of what's his face, Rilke. You know, we've got some kind of guys like that in, and they're always city people. That's the problem. This is all city people stuff. The whole of culture has gone city people, when in fact, even your Turner, but your Wordsworth to a certain extent, your Thomas Hardy, your George Eliot, you know, they actually properly had the nature around them to keep them in balance. But Karl Ove, no, it's all about him and his flat where did he move to Sweden? In Stockholm, you know, and like, I'm Norwegian. I'm Norwegian really, but I've got to live with my Swedish woman in Stockholm and blah blah blah. And but then it's just so fucking not a struggle. It's melodramatic nonsense, and within, you know, lots of him in his front room with his woman and the kid, and they're getting angsty. It's not a struggle. You do something about it. You find a different mode. And genuine struggle to battle back and forth all morning to get your just to save your videos with all the crap technology, and it doesn't matter how much money you spend. You can't rely on any of it. That's part of the flow. It's going to be like this for years. Particularly when, for whatever reason, your circumstances reduce. And you see, that's the bizarre thing. It's actually better then. When your circumstances reduce, and it's not about pride or anything like that, and you're like, okay, I've struggled to beat it's just about, it's not even saying beating the system is wrong. I've beat just the way it is. I've just about protected my stuff, my videos, whatever. I've only got one copy of my photographs, but I beat them. I beat the system. I beat whatever it is. Well, it's actually the great big bourgeois bowl of cherries, or rather sugar intense, heavy, crappy, tasteless trifle that actually almost all of life is. When in half an hour people working in this building come past me and give me dirty looks, that's what it is. That's literally all you've got in British society. If I go down to the Tumpall Creek, a few of them dirty looks. It's about a great big bloody nutrition desert of a fat people's trifle. Full stop.